Hi guys, I'm gonna go over how I do my kefir at home. So I put my kefir in a dark spot in my kitchen and leave it to ferment. This kefir has been fermenting for 24 hours. As you can see, there is some separation on the bottom there. It is normal because it is fermented for some of the whey to separate from the fats in the milk. And the little kefir grains are what makes that happen. So this is full of probiotics that's going to help your digestion, your skin, your immune health, your bone health. So there's just so many benefits for it. But what is normal is to see some separation. Usually the longer it ferments or the faster it ferments, you'll see more and more separation. But it's all a taste preference. You'll see more of the whey separated from the milk fats if it's more fermented. It's also normal to hear some gas when you open the lid, as the fermentation process does produce some gas. So, okay, I usually use here a silicone strainer. I try to avoid using too much metal when I'm doing my kefir because it is a little bit more abrasive and the little kefir grains can get, damaged. So I use mostly silicone utensils and also I'll use glass. The only thing I use plastic here is my thing where I strain it into, but it's only there briefly. And I forgot to shake it before I poured it, but we will still get everything in there. So here with my silicone spatula, I am just kind of mixing in there, making sure that it gets strained very well. And this does take a while, so I probably will fast forward through all of this. But just know that what kefir is, it's these little grains. So it's a mixture of probiotics and good yeast that is going to help to populate your digestive system. Not only does it help with digestion, but now there's more evidence that having good probiotics in your digestion is also beneficial for your immune system and your skin and your overall health. So that's just some fun facts. I am almost done through this. I do mix and sometimes I press slightly as some of the fats do tend to stick to the little grains. So you'll see me pressing here and there to kind of squeeze some of the fat off the grains here. But as I'm finishing here, I probably will make another video also. This is just for plain, but you can always mix some flavor into your kefir if you don't find the plain taste very appealing. So I'm probably gonna start to pour this kefir into my clean empty glass jar before I pour more because it will overflow. As you can see here, it's mostly just the grains now, and the grains do multiply as with each fermenting process. So two factors that affect your fermentation process is one, the amount of grains. So as you get more and more grains growing, you're going to start to notice, hey, my kefir is fermenting a lot of faster. You're going to see more of that whey separation from the solids. And then the second thing is heat. So if you are leaving your kefir out and now you're noticing that it's getting hotter because it's summer and you're not running your AC, you may notice that your kefir fermented a lot faster. So here we go. It looks nice and thick. I'm pouring it here into the glass jar. And then we'll go ahead and finish straining the rest of the kefir. All right, so now that we are done straining all of our kefir, I'm just gonna pour it in here and finish pouring it. I will go ahead and seal this and put into the refrigerator, and then just drink daily. I usually like to drink 1 to 2 cups of kefir a day because I love it so much. But really, between half a cup to a cup a day is pretty good to keep a healthy digestive system. And that's about 4 to 8 ounces. But like I say, I do drink 8 to 16 ounces just because I love it so much. All right, so now that we're done with our using our grains, we are gonna make a new batch of kefir, and we're just gonna do that by pouring the grains into a clean glass jar and then pouring fresh milk over them. Now I know we talked about what affects fermentation. So if you're noticing your kefir's fermenting too fast, what you can do to slow down the process again is 1, reduce the amount of grains in there. So you can give your grains away, or you can throw them away, or you can even eat them. But I wouldn't eat too much because they're pretty powerful. And or you can store them by either putting them in the fridge or the freezer to use for later use. In the fridge, they'll last good for about a week before they start to ferment the milk that you store them in too much. And you do want to leave them in some milk so they don't die off. They do need to be fed with the milk. The ones in the freezer, you can just rinse them off and like store them in an airtight container in the freezer. Now I am pouring, this is my favorite milk to do kefir with, is the A2 organic milk. It is just a preference, but really it is preferred to use any whole milk. Not a plant-based milk. It does have to be like milk, whether it's cow's milk or goat milk. But usually whole milk is going to make the kefir more rich and tasty. And that's pretty much it. That's all you do to make your new batch of kefir. And if you want to store your grains in the freezer, they can last months in there.